Damn opening. It, it is wild. Well, here's a rumor that's fresh off that we'll run through. Bay back for more than meets the eye, according to Puck News, which is also via Screen Rant, which is very associated online presentation. Michael Bay is developing a new Transformer movie for Paramount Pictures that he wants to direct. Supposedly, Bay, who wanted to return to the franchise, rather Paramount that courted him back. The bench Jordan Van Dina said is said to be writing the project script. While it remains to be seen if Bay wish to direct will be granted or not, he will at minimum be on the hands producer, and also unclear if this particular Transformer movie will be set in the same continuity as the previous ones that he's helmed, or be a complete reboot. Look, we've seen it. It's been 8 years since he's done one of these, and I'm going to say take this with a grain of salt because I know the people behind Paramount. This is one where, even though they've got rumors and everything, they're not going to ask Michael Bay to come back. But what do you guys think and everything? You think there's a good shot after 8 years he can come back and direct one? And would you want him to direct one, actually? That's the key point.
No, he just wants the money. He gets a ton of money for directing these Transformers movies. So, and I haven't seen him do anything lately that's on this level. So that's probably what he wants. And according to Puck News, I think we're all pucked if this happens.
The Transformers movies have been doing just fine without him. So there's no need for a comeback.
Look, I'll be honest with that. Rise of the Beast actually was a better film than I thought it was going to be.
It's actually one of the
shocked.
better ones, like that have come out recently for sure.
Yeah, so
I think the best Transformers movie that's come out over the past 15 years has been Bumblebee. That's probably the best one in terms of like story. But look, again, popcorn films. Like you don't go see those for the amazing plots and subplots and dialogue. And Michael Bay certainly has not been involved in anything that is incredible dialogue or acting. So stay on the sidelines. We appreciate what you did back in the day, but no return is needed.
There's no Armageddon coming here for him. Mr. Maddox.
Yeah.
Giving him one more shot.
I don't think you give him one more shot. He had how many shots? And it's just like, no, I think we're good. Look, I appreciate the amount of explosions that a Bay movie has. I really do. But it's just like you gotta put it into perspective here. This, the movies he did, they were great. It was cool. I think he was the right person at the right time to do the Transformer movies because it really set the precedent of what they should be. But right now, I think him coming back in, just he's not the storyteller that it's turned into. So I just don't think,
Okay, well, like I said, it's very, we will see in time. But like I said again, a warning: I would take this with a grain of salt. Just knowing Paramount, one thing they don't like to do is lose money. The last Bay directed Transformer film lost money. That's a good, clear indication that this is probably not going to happen, even though he may wish it. So let's wish Michael Bay good luck on whatever next franchise he takes over. But it looks like that's not coming for the Transformers universe. From there, we've got one that should bring the delight and heart and glee of my friend here, Dr. Brentley, who loves this character immensely. And this one we're going to say is a half-truth because this one we've heard these kind of rumors before. It is Dr. Jones not done yet. According to the latest report, Lucasfilm was quietly preparing to reboot the Indiana Jones franchise, but not before giving it a bit of a breathing room. The studio is reportedly letting the IP rest for a bit before launching a full-scale reboot with an official announcement possibly coming as early as next year's D23 Expo. And if you know that, you're going to be paying to listen to that one. Despite the box office failure of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Disney and Lucasfilms apparently still see the property as a core brand. And our things come through. Look, it's the world of reels. Every now and then they get something right, and several X accounts and everything. But I've heard rumblings for a while too that Disney was quietly looking at how could they do something and get Indiana Jones out. And he did do that video game that did extremely well. So, guys, you think that the fedora and the whip is going to be cracked out pretty soon and go back to the screen?
People love the character. They just screwed up the last two movies of him. And I would assume this was going back to like the core of, 1930s Indiana Jones territory, where it's the fun action adventure stuff and not what they did the last couple of times.
Absolutely. I remember there was a young actor named Antonio Banderas that got his start in Hollywood. And he had, oh, wait a minute. No, he's been here in Hollywood. He was in a movie for 5 minutes. That last film. 5 minutes is how they respected Antonio Banderas. Mr. Maddox, is you gonna go swinging into adventures with him one more time, brother?
I mean, I'm not opposed to it, to be honest. The video game is cool, man. I think the video game kind of like brought some life back into it. Hey, look, I'm curious how they would do it, who they would do it, if there was casting, what that would look like. I mean, look, we're getting a new Bond, why not a new Indy? And just kind of go from there. Like, while we're at it, let's get a new Tomb Raider. And then I wish eventually one point in time they would ever make a film about like Drake's fortune, from the PlayStation games, but they've never made a movie about that yet. So, they could do something. But I'm glad this is a half truth because I'm halfway excited to see what they do with it because it is a fun franchise to watch.
All right. Rad, what you thinking?
I mean, I think inevitably they're gonna have to have another Indy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just inevitable. And I think if there's any truth to this, I hope that they do let it rest for a bit.
Yeah.
And I think you just need a brand new creative team at the helm, and you need to find the right Indy. And if you could do those two things with great story, I think it could kick off another successful franchise in the Indy universe. But we know it's very difficult, Lucasfilm, and being able to take all that nostalgia and bring it back in a way that connects with new and old, because they've blown it several times. Absolutely. I think perhaps, just an idea, I think you let Favreau take a stab at it. I think you hand him the keys. I think he's done a tremendous job with Filoni on the Star Wars stuff.
I might say that.
Maybe give him the keys here. He's done some other things outside Star Wars universe and get the casting right, but I don't think it's as soon as next year. But I would love to see Indy be successful. I'm just a little nervous with this regime as it stands at Lucasfilm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, casting and the script have to be right. Otherwise, you're dooming it immediately.
Well, casting's easy, right? That's Tom Holland. Like, next, it's either got to be like Tom Holland, Pedro Pascal, or I mean, that's really it. I can't really think of anyone else that would be good as Indy.
Well, like I said again, just to recap, we started the show with the most patriotic comic characters, and we end with a man who actually fought Nazis. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is the end of the rumor alert, and I got to tell you something. It's been very independent day for us.